All right, today I want to talk real quick about something called the pull forward effect and the pull backward effect. Essentially, these are things that you need to be cognizant of when you're planning out your sales for the year, because your sale, while it will almost certainly drive more transactions, more revenue, it has larger effects, right? People don't just, a lot of people don't just buy the things they wouldn't buy just because they're on sale. It changes long-term behavior. So this one we're going to start with is the pull backward effect. I think it is less surprising to people. It's often just kind of called and treated as the sales hangover or the Black Friday hangover, right? So we're looking at Q4 here. Black Friday comes the last week of November. So we've got four different customers. Customer one, with if there were no sales, the next time they would purchase is the first week of November. Customer two, the second week of November. Customer three and customer four have no purchases they would normally make in Q4. But what happens, because people know that there's going to be a sale, you see that get pulled. So now you've created one net new purchase, right? Customer four still doesn't buy. Customer three you convinced to buy even though they wouldn't have normally bought anything. So you have three sales, you see this all booked, and you say Black Friday was a huge success. But what it really caused was only one incremental sale, right? Customer one, instead of buying in the first week, they bought 3 weeks later on sale, so less margin for you. Customer two would have bought week two. Instead, they bought during Black Friday, so you cannibalized that full price sale here for a discounted one here. And customer three is the one incremental sale you got. Okay, that's pretty common. You can definitely see that if you just look at your transaction at a top line side. In October, it usually starts. You start to see a little bit of a dip right around week four. It kind of keeps getting earlier and earlier every year as Black Friday kind of starts launching earlier and earlier every year. And people try and do pre-Black Friday sales to win some more market share. But the more we start adjusting backwards, the more people will also adjust when this starts affecting them. The second one is the pull forward effect. And so this is just the inverse, right? This is, instead of it being people waiting longer, it's you may pull some purchases up. And so this one, instead of buying in the first week of February, they buy at your end of year sale. This person, same thing. They buy in the end of January sale. And then sure, we get one net new purchase here, but you still see the impact, right? You pulled two sales nearer in the future. So essentially what you did was you traded having liquidity and having that sale for margin. You created one net new, and customer four still doesn't want to buy anything. So again, you're sacrificing margin, but you are bringing the sale to the near term and making that income that you can use now. So that's the pull forward and the pull backward effect. And the last thing I want to touch on is just evaluating sales, right? So this is looking at kind of a 3-week period, and you can see right here, right? This is when a sale started. We have a huge spike in revenue. And so most marketers are looking at this 7-day period. So we got 9 days here, 10 days here, something like that. It's a 7-day sale. Most marketers are just looking at this sales period and seeing the revenue growth and saying that we drove X amount of incremental sales or we drove X amount of sales. But what you really want to be doing is comparing, identical periods in duration. So if it's a 7-day sale, 7 days prior, 7 days after, and you want to see that impacted, you have a dip on either side that would indicate, that you're cannibalizing with the pull forward or pull backward effect. You should also, the bigger the sale, especially on the post side, you should look at it, or if it's a predictable sale, right? So the more predictable it is that you have a sale, the more likely it is that you're going to have this pull backward effect where people will hold off buying, just like we see in Black Friday, Cyber Monday. People know that there's going to be sales, so they decide to wait and be a little more patient to get the better price. If it's not a predictable sale and it's just a big promo you end up running, you're more likely going to see the pull forward effect, where people that wouldn't have normally bought for another week, month, whatever it is, do buy because it's such a great deal. So it's important to look at the periods before and after the promo. It's also important to look at it year over year to see how the trend. And so, hopefully this line will always be higher than last year. That means you're selling more. But does the shape look similar? If we see that without the promo, this line just continues flat, and it looks the exact same. Generally, every day is right around 120K. Then you're not cannibalizing sales. But it's important to compare periods of the similar, same time year over year. And then it's important to compare the periods pre and post sale to see if you had any pull forward, pull backward effect. And that is a better, smarter way to understand the impact your sales are having, is to look at it with these additional angles, not just what you made during the promo.